deliverables for their political constituency.
Whenever they've got involved in a war on behalf of somebody else, there isn't been just an altruistic purpose. They've been involved in it for their own purpose as well.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9, English news as it should be.
Hello there, thanks for tuning in to your favorite news destination. You're watching In Your Interest with me, Kabir Naqvi. On the segment tonight, a long-drawn discussion, a national conversation on the merit, on the trust and the future of one of India's biggest examinations. But before that, the top headlines we're tracking for you. NEET-UG 2026 exams held on the 3rd May now stand cancelled. The CBI has registered a case into the NEET paper leak. And what does this mean in terms of the mental turmoil for all these students, the parents and the educationists? Well, stay tuned to find out. Actor-turned-politician and TVK chief Vijay appoints his personal astrologer, Ricky Rathan Pandit, as officer on special duty to the chief minister in the Tamil Nadu government. And just like the visuals will tell you, Vijay's major crackdown on alcohol in Tamil Nadu. The new chief minister orders closure of 717 Tasmac liquor shops, specifically near temples, schools and bus stands. Sakshi Malik backs fellow wrestler Vinesh Fogart and her participation in Gonda wrestling event, seeks Prime Minister Modi's intervention into the issue. The NEET mafia, that's going to be our focus, because 24 lakh students prepared for this medical examination and unfortunately got embroiled up in this national paper leak row. NEET 2026 now stands cancelled and the country is asking, the volumes are roaring, why was merit sold before the exam could even begin? We're addressing a crisis that has shaken the foundation of our education system yet again and left over 22 plus lakh students in a state of absolute despair. For the first time in its history, the NEET-UG exam has been fully cancelled following a massive paper leak scandal. And what was supposed to be a fair gateway for future doctors has turned into a criminal playground. We have to repeat here that the scale of the 2026 NEET-UG scandal is unprecedented, marking the first time the National Testing Agency has been forced into a total cancellation of the medical entrance test. The investigation has now shifted into high gear, with the CBI registering a formal case into the matter. Investigators are currently focused on the very beginning of this chain, the paper setting process, and are expected to question top NT officials to determine how the breach exactly occurred. Meanwhile, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, well, he's evading some pointed questions of the media, refusing to answer them.
क्या बोलेंगे सर पेपर लीक पे सर सीबीआई इंक्वायरी की जांच आप धीरे धीरे लगाओ ये अंदर का हो या बाहर का हो, सीबीआई से हमारी यही दरखास्त है कि जो भी हो उसको पकड़ के उसको सजा दिलाई जाए, ताकि ये जो समस्या है ये जड़ से खत्म हो पाए। मैं आपके जितना जानकार नहीं हूं, मैं अभी 1 अप्रैल को ही ज्वाइन किया हूं। मैं सिस्टम को अभी किसको ये बताना कि कौन दोषी है कौन नहीं दोषी है, विल बी प्री जजिंग द होल इंक्वायरी। हम सीबीआई को निष्पक्ष, स्वतंत्र रूप से जांच करने की रिक्वेस्ट किए हैं, और जिसमें एनटीए से जो भी सूचना चाहिए, एनटीए के जिस कर्मचारी से पूछताछ करनी चाहिए, सीबीआई को पूरी राइट्स होगी, हम उनको पूरा सहयोग करेंगे और हम सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि यह सिचुएशन जो आज हम हैं ये दोबारा न आए।
The evidence is pointing towards a leak that is staggering. Suspicion first arose when viral guest papers began circulating on encrypted messaging applications. Reports suggest that the biology section matched the actual exam paper entirely, while 35 out of the 46 chemistry questions were identical as well. And in some instances, the questions were matched word for word, a statistical impossibility that investigators say could allow students who bought the material to score as high as 600 out of the possible 720 marks. And this leaked material wasn't just shared, it was a business, allegedly sold for anywhere between 20,000 rupees to 2 lakh rupees per student. Could be higher. The investigation is underway. The heart of the conspiracy appears to be located in Nashik. Here's how the papers and the leak trail came to light. Investigators believe a digital copy of the paper was created there after courier staff allegedly opened the secure paper trunks for a 30-minute window. It is suspected that a high-definition scanner was used to copy the documents, which were then hosted on a shadow server using an IT startup's internet line to mask the digital footprint. From Nashik, the leak is believed to have moved to Gurgaon and then reached Jaipur and Sikar in Rajasthan. It later spread to states like Bihar, J&K, Kerala, Haryana and Maharashtra. Solver gangs, they come into the picture now. Working across states are suspected to be part of this network as well. And the role of coaching institutes has come under a heavy scanner. Not suggesting here that all of them are out there doing the dirty deed. Select batches of students were reportedly given these guest papers, and questions matching the exam were allegedly taught to them. A similar case happened in 2024, where students sat down inside a government guest house studying overnight for the questions that were going to be coming their way the next day. Authorities are looking into whether select batches at certain institutes were given these guest papers under the guise of accurate predictions. And this is not the first time, like I mentioned. Less than 2 years ago, a similar controversy, it had rocked the NEET examination and the NTA. After that incident, the government formed a high-level panel headed by former ISRO chief K. Radhakrishnan. The panel suggested several reforms, including election-style security, GPS tracking of the question papers, police escorts, biometric checks, and even shifting to computer-based testing. Many of these measures were announced with great confidence, yet this leak proves that the existing security measures were systematically bypassed and the system has failed yet again.
लगभग 9-10 दिन हो गए हैं और जब मीडिया में, सोशल मीडिया में पूरा खुलासा हो गया, तथ्य सामने आ गए, तो सरकार को मजबूरन इस परीक्षा को रद्द करना पड़ा। लेकिन सवाल ये उठता है कि पहली बार नहीं हो रहा। दूसरा, लगभग 22-23 लाख बच्चे जिन्होंने खुद, उनके परिवार वालों ने इतना त्याग तपस्या से मेहनत करी है, और आप सब जानते हैं इस एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी के लिए लोग ट्यूशन्स पढ़ते हैं, क्लासेस लेते हैं और अपना पेट काट के घर परिवार वाले लोग इन बच्चों की मदद करते हैं। सवाल ये है कि जब पेपर कैंसिल हुआ है तो जिन बच्चों ने ईमानदारी से ऑनेस्टली एग्ज़ाम दिया था उनका क्या हश्र होगा, और इस पूरी व्यवस्था पर सवाल खड़े हो गए हैं।
This is not the first time the question paper has leaked. This is probably the 4th or 5th time, and the government, the BJP government, did not take any remedial measures. The National Testing Agency is the repository of all the RSS functionaries, and that is the reason why these kind of leaks are happening again and again. We have pointed out a number of times that this system, this NEET exams, does not decide merit. It cannot decide merit.
Well, there are a lot of of other political reactions as well, and we're going to continue to play them out. It's a long-drawn discussion, this one here on NEET. But beyond the solver gangs, who inside the NTA is being held accountable for the total failure of the GPS and the biometric security protocols? That's one thing to take a look at. Why has the Education Ministry failed to take responsibility for a systemic collapse that has forced the first ever full cancellation of NEET? Unprecedented. And how will the government compensate 22 lakh students for the massive mental and financial trauma caused by this administrative failure? The questions are so stark, and they're staring us right in our faces. The writing is on the wall. With us on the broadcast, Dr. Manish Jangra, founder, FIMA, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for taking up the time. Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, educationist and president, India-wide Parents Association. She's been with us throughout the day. Many thanks, ma'am, for bringing us up to speed and with your expert insights on this matter. Rahul Sheikh, CEO, neetprep.com, is with us on the broadcast. Mr. Kapil Gupta, Mr. Rahul Sheikh, they've been with us through this journey as well, helping us put all of this into perspective. Dr. Arastu Upadhyay, somebody who's an advocate and an educationist, and will help us with a point of view of what a parent has to go through here as well. And then later on, we're going to be joined by other political party spokespersons as well. Let's get the snowball rolling here. Dr. Manish Jangra, first and foremost to you, as somebody who's deeply inside this NEET coaching ecosystem. Of course, people come to you on the online website. They can solve their papers over there. We're not trying to cast any shadow of doubt as to what you're doing over here, but you can help us understand what the larger ecosystem is doing over here. Does a 120 to 140 question overlap point to coincidence or organized compromise? And if this is organized compromise, what is your response to all the students who are currently facing that mental turmoil? The entire social media is abuzz with how unprecedented this is, the NEET 2026 getting cancelled.
First of all, I would like to thank the News9 channel to raising this issue at their prime time show. And obviously, you are absolutely right. The 22 lakh students, it's not about only students, it's about their family only. They are also suffering with this thing. And all these solver gangs, all these people who are involved in this, like solving the papers and selling the papers and creating this. These things are happening since last many years. Like I also had been in the MBBS college I have done my MBBS from Safdarjung Hospital. So I also seen many students, the solver peoples, while being in MBBS, I also saw them. So these peoples also solving since last many years, and there has not been any stringent punishment to these peoples. I personally have felt that if it would have been seen for last many years, like we have seen so many people were caught during that time, and I have seen the people who were caught by the CBI, and now they are roaming free. Like in the Vyapam scam, there were many people were caught. Vyapam scam happened in the Madhya Pradesh. There were so many doctors, so many Munna by MBBS were produced during the Vyapam scam. So I would like to say government need to take the stringent punishment to such peoples, and along with that, the accountability of the NTA and accountability of the Education Ministry should also be there. Without accountability,
what do you make of this? I'm going to ask the other panelists the same question, but Dr. Jangra, what do you make of this? The Education Minister ducking that question, and minutes later, the NTA Chief Abhishek Singh carrying out a press conference. Do you think any point that was made by the NTA Director General, did it resonate with you, or do you think that was just a matter of placating the parents and making sure that there was some voice that was coming from the government so that the issue could move on?
Yeah, actually, I thought it might be due to that the Education Minister didn't give any reaction to this issue. Whatever happened, he might have made the scapegoat to the NTA Director. And the NTA Director, I think, joined in the April only. It might be due to some other officials also in the NTA only, or some outside official who might be dealing with some NTA internal official that has led to this, the paper leak and all these things. So according to me, the accountability should be there. The NTA Director should be held, and even the Education Minister should be held accountable for this, because the same thing happened in the 2024 also. And that time the NTA was so reluctant to accept The paper leak was done. So many proofs were there. So many media persons were claiming that paper was leaked. Everything was in front of everyone, but still the NT didn't accept the paper was leaked.
All right.
So punishment should be
Advocate
there.
Anubha Srivastava Sahai, what do you tell the parents tonight whose children spent years preparing for an exam that now stands cancelled? What did you make of the Union Education Minister ducking that question? Let's not go too much into optics, but the minute the Education Minister sits inside the car also, he lets out a smirk also. It's a serious issue. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a very serious issue. You've been talking about how this should now be carried out in phased manner, how this should now be digitized, but what's going to be the larger message that you tell the parents who are continuously typing comments on various posts, who are maybe running from pillar to post, and just like, the politician said it, not talking about the political party, लोग अपना पेट काट के अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए दूर-दूर शहरों में भेज रहे हैं.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this show. And see, this is a very serious issue. And the worst part was the education minister not coming forward and interacting with students and parents community. If a leak has happened, there is a failure of the system. This is the complete failure of the system. The education minister should accept that yes, we have failed. The NTA should accept that yes, we have failed. In 2024, yes, definitely they were not admitting only that any paper leak happened. This time they are at least admitting that yes, paper leak happened, and the investigation, they are going to cooperate with the investigation. But at the same time, education minister is just running away. I cannot understand why he is just running away. If he is not able to respond, if he is not able to interact, if he is not able to say anything regarding this serious issue pertaining to the future of 25 lakh students, and I think it's high time that he should resign, or government should remove such education minister. If they are not able to conduct an exam, important exam, which is NEET exam, where we are going to select future doctors, future aspiring doctors, the NEET exam is going to select future doctors. So the whole system will collapse. People will lose trust in medical system. And the way education minister is dealing, the way he is avoiding questions, the way he is avoiding media is something very serious. And my appeal to all the parents also, all the students here, it's a difficult time, no doubt. You have to be very patient, and we are with you. Mental trauma, we can understand all the students must be going through because they are.
You're absolutely right. You know what, Advocate, let's make that the operative portion of the show here. This is the message to all those that might now be thinking about, hey, I really performed well. I'll have to go sit through this examination again. And to all the parents also, I think the most operative part of this show is that I'm going to reiterate it time and again on this show, is that this is not the end of the road. Those who are away from their homes need to go back to your families if that's possible, and to the families as well. This is the moment where love and care and affection is going to do wonders. They need your support. These students that are, they've given it their all, and they stand in the crosshairs of this new scandal. Mr. Sheikh, coming to you, Anubhaji, I'm going to come back to you. This is a long drawn discussion, and I've got voices from across the country, the length and breadth, the NEET aspirants. Look at some of those voices. It's heartbreaking to look at some of those, students. We're going to continue to play that out as well. Mr. Sheikh, my initial question should have come to you since you're the CEO of NEETprep.com. 120 to 140 question overlap. What does this tell us? I mean, you've got GPS in the trunks. You've got election-style security. All of this, advanced security that we keep on talking about. And look at the advanced level of paper leak that has also happened simultaneously. So I do have some tough questions for somebody who's within the coaching ecosystem as well. But what's your first and opening assessment here?
Oh, absolutely. It's 100% certain that there has been foul play when there's such a large degree of overlap. And the overlap is not just incidental, but such exact matching of questions. There's just no question about it that there has been a leak. Somebody in the system has leaked the paper and it has been made available to the students. So there's just no question about it. And just to clarify, I'm not a part of the coaching industry. At NEETprep.com, we help students practice questions online. We don't run...
That's exactly what I said in the beginning. My apologies. Like I mentioned, the idea is not to cast even a single iota of doubt as to what NEETprep.com does. Right. I'm sure you're great Samaritans. That's not what we're here trying to do. Right. You really don't have to justify or clarify your point. We know that you come in good faith. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And, it's happening so blatantly. Mr. Sheikh, I'll tell you, the name of the WhatsApp group is called Private Mafia. I mean, it's not even called something else. It's called Private Mafia.
It breaks my heart. For somebody who has prepared for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the students who have been associated with us, who we have mentored, my heart goes out. It's not an easy journey. Doing that day in, day out for such a long period of time, and then finally seeing that all your efforts are essentially blown away because of not even your fault, it's somebody else's fault, and you are the one who pays. So it just breaks my heart. But one thing which I want to share with everybody here is that this is not new. I remember very distinctly, we had a conversation in 2024 as well when the paper leaked. And after the whole fiasco, Honorable Chief Justice of India directed NTA, hey, please release all the data transparently. And we're a small organization, but we were able to analyze that when we sorted centers by where students were getting top scores, let's say 600, more than 600 out of 720, 40 out of 50 centers, out of the 5,000 centers, were from a single district.
Yeah.
That is just improbable. I refuse to believe that everybody else in the country is just not spending enough time. They're not smart enough.
Or enough money.
Absolutely. So it just raises questions that this is not the first time. I have to say kudos to Abhishek Singh sir, who leads NTA. He has been extremely transparent. And
but what do you make of that press conference, Mr. Sheikh? What do you make of that press conference? I mean, the NTA chief saying, of course, we understand he just took the helm of affairs back in April this year. But to say that CBI से हम दरख्वास्त कर रहे हैं कि एकदम निष्पक्ष जांच की जाए, 22 लाख बच्चे आपसे दरख्वास्त कर रहे हैं कि आप इस देश का सबसे बड़ा एग्जामिनेशन बहुत ट्रांसपेरेंट मैनर में करें.
Yeah, so there's no use crying over spilled milk. That was his attitude. But the problem is that this is not something which happened on 3rd May 2026 or a couple of days before that. This has been an ongoing process since the data was released in 2024. And, we were able to independently analyze and tell you the data that I told you.
Yeah.
It's not like NTA does not know this. They could have done something about it.
Okay.
Beyond that, when a committee was formed under the chairmanship of K. Radhakrishnan ji from ISRO, I've been told, they gave a bunch of recommendations.
Not one of them has been implemented. Not even a single one of them has been implemented.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the big two. One was that this exam should be conducted online. JEE is conducted online. Now, I understand JEE is a little bit smaller than NEET, but it is conducted online. I'm not saying JEE is 100% clean, but it has much less controversy than NEET year over year.
Okay.
Second recommendation was this should be conducted as a part of two-stage process.
Yep.
And
a phased, staged manner.
Absolutely.
So move online when the entire governance system is moving online, e-Parivahan, e-Chalan, everything pretty much. Then why not this? I mean, today we're not paying tolls. It's all on that FASTag. Everything is moving towards the digitized, and advanced setup and system. Why not the NEET examination? I mean, these doctors are carrying out surgeries through robots. It's called robotic advanced surgery. Then why not carry out your examination on the online method, which seems to be more transparent, more prudent? I also need to bring in our next guest, Dr. Arastu Upadhyay, into the discussion. But Dr. Upadhyay, with your permission, may I play out some voices from NEET aspirants, young students from Jammu. Just look at some of those voices. It's going to be so gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching as to what those young, aspirants are actually going through. May I please play that?
Yeah, please.
Yes, let's play that out. These are voices of students from Jammu. Then we'll come back to Dr. Upadhyay.
सर ये बहुत डिसअपॉइंटिंग है. जैसे 2024 में भी लीक हुआ, उसके बाद इन्होंने पेपर टफ कर दिया. अब जब 2026 में भी पेपर लीक हुआ है, तो जिन बच्चों ने ऑनेस्टी से पेपर दिया था उनका स्कोर अच्छा रहा था. ऑब्वियसली मेरिट इस बार बहुत हाई जानी थी. और जब पेपर लीक हो जाता है तो ऑलरेडी इतने बच्चे जो हैं वो जिन्होंने पेपर में चीटिंग की थी वगैरह, जो पेपर लीक हुआ उससे मेरिट तो पहली बात ऑलरेडी हाई चली गई और जो सीट्स थी वो ऑलरेडी बाकी बच्चे ले गए. तो अब जब ये दोबारा पेपर हो रहा है, जब ये दोबारा पेपर होगा तो बच्चे तो काफ़ी डिसअपॉइंट हो जाएंगे कि हमने इतनी मेहनत की फिर भी हमें दोबारा देना पड़ रहा है।
मेरा ये मानना है कि बहुत बच्चे होते हैं अपने चाइल्डहुड ईयर से यही सोचते हैं कि किसी को डॉक्टर बनना है या किसी को किसी स्ट्रीम में जाना है। एनटीए कितनी बड़ी एजेंसी है जो इतने पेपर्स कंडक्ट करा रही है, अगर वो ऐसी चीज़ें करेगी आगे तो बच्चों का ट्रस्ट ही ब्रेक कर रही है और कुछ नहीं कर रही है। और ऐसे वो इतने बड़े बड़े ट्वीट्स डालती है जिसमें वो ये चीज़ लिख रही है कि वी आर 10 स्टेप अहेड, इट इज़ नॉट अ स्कूल एग्जाम, इट इज़ समथिंग एट यू वर्सेस द सिस्टम। और फिर उनसे ऐसी गलतियाँ एक्सपेक्ट करना बड़ा ऐसे इम्पॉसिबल सा लगता है। एंड अगर वो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें कहती कि वी हैव जीपीएस ट्रैक्ड व्हीकल्स, तो ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत गलत है। अगर उनके पास जीपीएस ट्रैक्ड व्हीकल्स हैं तो फिर कैसे इतनी लीकेज होगी?
देखें, 2 साल की मेहनत कोई मजाक नहीं है बच्चों की। 2 साल लगातार मेहनत करना बच्चों के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता है, और फिर दूसरे साल में जब पेपर दे, एक पेपर होता है जो कि मई में आता है और वो जाके कैंसिल हो जाए तो वो बड़ी गलत बात है। एक बारी बच्चे ने पेपर दे दिया, वो अब रिलैक्स हो चुका है कि अब ये पेपर हमें वापस नहीं देना पड़ेगा, अच्छा हो चुका है ये, बट वो वापस कैंसिल होकर अब 1.5-2 महीने में हमें वापस देना पड़ेगा, तो वो बहुत गलत बात है।
आपके लिए एक नया ट्रॉमा भी रहेगा अपने
जी बिल्कुल। हम हाँ जी बिल्कुल जो हमने पढ़ा है एक टाइप का ये रीस्टार्ट हो गया कि हमें वापस स्टार्टिंग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा जो हमने पढ़ा, और वो 1 आधे महीने में ही कवर करना पड़ेगा, तो ये बहुत गलत बात है एनटीए की तरफ से।
सर, ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा ट्रॉमेटाइजिंग मोमेंट है। फॉर एग्जांपल, जब कोई बच्चा इतनी देर तक तैयारी करता है उसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट रहता है इसको मैनेज करना। लाइक अगर उसकी सिलेक्शन हो जाती है तो एक हैप्पीनेस टाइप की होती है, वो सब लास्ट में ख़त्म हो जाता है एंड बहुत ज़्यादा बुरा लगता है एट द एंड।
Dr. Upadhyay, did you listen to those young voices? What exactly they were essentially trying to say? Students are now feeling that they're actually not competing against each other. They're competing against leak mafias, not fellow aspirants. And so the larger question here essentially is, has NEET as an examination become too high stakes, too high pressure, and too centralized for one single examination? And of course, what do you call it? The inability of NTA as an agency to carry it out.
Actually, we have to go back into the system when this entrance test has been started. Since I'm into this field for last 30 years, watching this very closely. What had happened, every time previously, the conduction of the examination was in the hands of the state. So to, synchronize the all-state examination into a one track, the NEET has been, formed. Before that, it was AIPMT, All India PMT test, right? And along with the AIPMT, the state tests were going on. But every time there is a leak in every state. We cannot go for one state or to a state. It was going on. So the government has, come to the conclusion that we should go with a one exam, one agency. It will going to be conducted throughout the India on the same day and the same single pen and paper. But the thing is, until unless we are not going to the stage-wise manner, as the NEET Prep CEO said already, we cannot stop this. Because why? What is the basic reason behind it? We have to give the solution to it.
Yeah.
Every time there is a leak, every time we are sitting on the, on air, every time we are on the TV channels, talking the same, every time students are traumatized, every time parents are disheartened. Why? So we should talk about the solution. What the solution is all about at this moment of time.
Yeah, so if you were to give solutions here, Dr. Upadhyay, what would be the 2 biggest points that you'd like to put out?
Yes, number one, very important. It must be 2-stage examination. One is prelims, as it was in 2009, 10, 11. Prelims exam, first filter. Another exam would be like a written examination, right? So you have to write by your hand. Handwriting is being matched. Everything means this is not the first time actually. NEET already being conducted in 2015, which was a leaked exam in 2015. It was previously leaked, and 6 lakh students have been and means again appeared for that exam. I think you must be if aware about it because I'm into this. That is why I'm telling you. In 2015 means 11 years back, if I'm talking about. So this is going on again and again. 2024, as you already mentioned, it was being there. So first, stage-wise exam, number one.
Okay.
Number two, there is a disparity between the fees of a private medical college and a government medical college. Huge difference. And this make the lust to be, parents or the mafias or any of the, person who's into the unfair means, it is a lucrative offer basically to everyone. And that is why what is happening, 25 lakh rupees per year is a fees for MBBS, and means MBBS first year, second year, third year, every year. Means you have to spend more than ₹1 crore for completion of the MBBS in a private medical college. On the contrary, when you are coming into the government medical colleges, the fees is 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 40,000, 80,000. So this huge difference between why it is not happening in the, in IIT exam, why it is not happening in the IS exam, UPSC, why it is not happening the stage-wise exams. Reason being, when you are going through the stage-wise exam and the disparity between the two, colleges, once you're talking about the engineering colleges, whether you're going for the IIT, the fees is somewhere around 2.5 lakhs or 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs per year.
Okay. So you're essentially saying that, you're essentially saying that the lucrativeness of the disparity between what a government college is offering in terms of its fees and what a private medical college is offering in terms of its fees. And hey, when the seats are too short, you've got our students that are going to Ukraine, you've got our students that are going to Iran to study.
Yes,
all of that is happening at the same point in time as well. Dr. Upadhyay, you've raised credible points, both those 2 points, the stage-wise manner and the disparity when it comes to the fee. We're going to talk more about that. I need to bring in other players over here as well. Let's go back to our FIMA representative, Dr. Manish Jangla is with us on the broadcast. Help us understand what kind of psychological damage does repeated exam uncertainty cause future doctors? You've been there yourself, Dr. Jangla, sometime. And can India afford to keep traumatizing the very students that are going to join the front line, that are going to join and run the healthcare system tomorrow? I mean, I don't want myself to be on the operating table where the surgeon is somebody who's cracked the code via one of these guidance papers. I mean, this scares me. This should be worrying everybody out there.
So first of all, I would like to tell ki again and again, the leaking of papers that's happening in the past many years is mentally traumatizing the students, and along with the student, their family also being mentally traumatized by this. And the trust on NTA is decreasing every year among the students. So students, whoever is appearing for the examination, is not sure whether this examination will also be cancelled or not, like I'm appearing for this examination. So first of all, the trust is already decreasing for last many years. And other thing is that the people who are entering into this medicals through the various means, like by the paper, the leaked paper, like in 24 also many students entered into the medical profession by this leaked paper, and we know that these persons, the Munna Bhai peoples, will become the doctors and they will do the surgery and they will kill thousands of the patients, and this is sure actually. And we can't do anything because our government is not concerned about it. Our NTA, government, education ministry, health ministry, nobody is concerned about it, because some big mafias are also involved in this. Might be some higher officials of the government might be involved in this. That's why they are not taking any action against these mafias.
Could be.
And
big,
I will
big and massive ifs that you've laid down there on the table, Dr. Jangla. Those are quite hefty accusations and allegations if they do come out to be true. And of course, the CBI has now registered a case. Let's hope that good sense prevails and, a thorough investigation is, taking place into this. Let's again listen to some more voices. I'll bring in Dr. Anubha on the other side, Dr. Sheikh, and I can see Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson for the Congress party, also with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for taking up the time. We did try and speak to the BJP spokespersons. I don't think they're in a position to be answering this particular, issue or those strong questions. The union minister himself ducked those questions, and for all the possible reasons that could be at play. Let's not go into that. Let's keep our focus on the parents and the trauma the students are having to go through right now. I've got some more voices coming in from Patna. Another one of those IAS hubs, another one of those hubs where everybody wants to become a doctor. Listening to what the students of Patna here have to say, and on the other side, my esteemed panelists.
क्या हित का ख्याल है, फिर से बार बार तो नीट ले ही रहा है। 2024 में भी ऐसे ही लीक किया, उसमें कितना 60 समथिंग बच्चे का 720 आ गया। फिर इस बार वैसे ही किया है, लीक पे लीक। बच्चे इतना साल मेहनत करते हैं, जिसका 2024 में नहीं हुआ, 25 में हार्ड कर दिया, अभी ये कर दिया, फिर से ले रहा है। 2 साल उधर बर्बाद, 2 साल प्रिपरेशन का, ऐसे करते करते कितना ही होगा।
किसको दोषी मानती हैं?
एनटीए को,
रोना आ रहा है?
सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम को। रोना तो आ रहा है।
आप लोग की परीक्षा दी थी?
हाँ जी, दिया था।
कहाँ सेंटर था?
बांका जिला।
बांका जिला। यहाँ से गई होंगी बांका? पेरेंट्स भी गए होंगे साथ में?
सब गए थे, पेरेंट्स साथ में गए थे एग्जाम दिलवाने के लिए। एग्जाम देके इतने अच्छे से आए थे कि एग्जाम ठीक ठाक गया मेरा। अब क्या करे वो, अब पेपर लीक करा, वो पेपर कंडक्ट करवाने वाले को पता नहीं कौन सा सरकार है जो बार बार पेपर लीक करवा रहा है।
ये कब लगेगी लगाम, कब लगेगी? लगता भी है कुछ समाधान निकलेगा? साल दर साल, साल दर साल?
नहीं, इतना फैमिली प्रेशर होता है बच्चे पे, लास्ट में तो बच्चे ही फेल्यूर कहलाते हैं। कहा जाता है बच्चे मेहनत नहीं किए, जनरेशन खराब, मोबाइल के एडिक्ट्स। ये सिस्टम को कोई नहीं कुछ बोल सकता, सिस्टम ठीक नहीं होता। इतने साल से इतनी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, एक तो सीट इतनी कम है, उसका बच्चे का प्रेशर ऐसे ही रहता है और कोई नहीं समझता। लास्ट में समाज
कोई नहीं समझता।
नो सर, हम लोग को कोई प्रेशर समझता ही नहीं है, बस बोलता है कि बस तुम लोग को मेहनत करना है, मेहनत करना है। हम लोग को कोई मेहनत लास्ट में देखा ही नहीं जाता है, सिर्फ री नीट करके हम लोग का बस ड्रॉप पे ड्रॉप लगाया जा रहा है अभी।
ये पहली बार आपने परीक्षा दी?
यस सर, फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट था।
इस बार फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट?
मेरा भी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट
था। तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में ही सेकंड अटेम्प्ट हो गया?
हाँ, बोल सकते हैं। हम लोग का तो मेहनत था, लेकिन जो लोग बिना पढ़े लीक पेपर से एग्जाम दे दिए वो तो ऐसे ही डॉक्टर बन गए।
पहला विचार क्या आया जब आपने सुना कि एनटीए ने फिर से परीक्षा रद्द कर दी है? पहला विचार क्या आया?
पहला विचार आया कि हम तो अपियरिंग में ही एग्ज़ाम दिए, लेकिन अभी जस्ट सुने कि एग्ज़ाम रद्द हो गया तो थोड़ा बुरा लग रहा है कि ये सब बच्चे के फ्यूचर के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहा है, बार बार एग्ज़ाम रद्द ये सब।
Dr. Sahai, has the Indian education system become emotionally too cruel at this point in time for the middle class families that end up chasing one high stakes exam? And again, you know, case in point rather, what Dr. Upadhyay was talking about, the disparity of the government fees and the private medical college fees. It's too cruel for the middle class families chasing one high stakes examination. Dr. Sahai. Anubaji, can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my question to you. Do you want me to repeat it?
Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, I can. We're looking at all these voices of the young aspirants, and you know, one thing that struck my mind was that the Indian education system becoming too cruel in terms of, you know, emotions, too cruel for the middle class families chasing these high stakes examinations.
Yes, yes, no doubt. See, the entrance exam, I don't support all the entrance exam actually. The one exam cannot decide the future of students. As far as NEET exam is concerned, only one paper is being conducted. Only one exam is conducted, and they decide the future of 25 lakh aspirants who appear for this exam. There should be multiple layers. It's not only the one exam as we have been discussing. Like in JEE, we have two layer exam, JEE mains and JEE advanced. Similarly, for NEET also, where we are selecting our doctors, there should be two-layer exam.
What do we do then, advocate? What do we do? How does India move from the single exam that decides your future model? How do we move away from that? It's so difficult.
We can use the technology which they are not using. Why they are not implementing Radhakrishnan's agenda? Why they are not implementing Radhakrishnan's guidelines? They have come up, they have given some suggestion. Why government and why NTA, why education ministry is not following the committee was been constituted 2 years back.
Yeah, that's a credible question, yes.
So what the government has done today, till date, they have not done anything as far as the suggestions being given by the committee. या तो आप committee ही constitute करिए. Why they have constituted the committee after the intervention of Honorable Supreme Court? The committee was constituted, and apart, even though the committee was
another round of wastage of the taxpayers' money, another round of wastage of the taxpayers' money. Absolutely, that's a credible point over here.
Every year this is happening, and our students are suffering.
Yeah,
we are not students. We can see the mental stress they are going through. They have to reappear for the exam. All 25 lakh students. The government is not taking it seriously. Education Minister is avoiding media and other questions. He should be the first person to come forward and speak to the parents and students community.
Mr. Sheikh, you know, coming back to you, and I told you there's going to be one uncomfortable question that is going to be coming your way. I am again pointing it out. You do not have to justify all the good deed that neetprep.com is doing. I know that it's a credible online platform, but since you're somebody who has an idea of what the coaching system and the ecosystem looks like, has this ecosystem that we're talking about unintentionally created parallel information networks, and then these parallel information networks have become vulnerable to misuse? Because look at the paper trail from Nashik to Gurgaon, from Gurgaon to all these states, and being sold for 20,000 rupees to 2 lakh rupees. I mean, there is a blueprint of a system that is at play. Do you think the coaching ecosystem is something? Yeah,
I would like to interrupt. If you will see, this is the same pattern which was followed even in 2024.
Yeah.
Same pattern.
So basically, we learned nothing. We essentially learned nothing. Dr. Sheikh, very quickly, please.
Yeah. So before I answer your question, when I heard the girl from Bihar speaking about a few things, it broke my heart. And I'd like to address a few things. Because right now is a time of uncertainty where a lot of students are extremely concerned about what's going to happen. And the girl raised such good points. At the end of the day, the student is going to be called a failure. And that's why I want to talk to that particular girl. And through her, I want to talk to other students who might be feeling the same way. It's not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. There's nothing that you could have done to have changed this. I understand that you've spent 2 years, sometimes 3 years, 4 years of your life preparing for this exam. There was a girl who said that she has wasted 4 years now. It's such a tragedy that this is happening. And I'd like to say one thing, which is that many of these students are middle-class students. 17 years ago, in 2009, I cracked JEE. I come from a middle-class family, and that's how I got to go to IIT. IIT JEE and NEET. These are the two exams that are amongst a handful of exams which are the ladder for social mobility. These are the rays of hope for middle-class students. And you could hear that hope, that glimmer of hope disappearing when the students were like, hey, this is our hope. And it's disappearing because we don't know whether this will be conducted fairly once again. So I'd like to say that it's not just the students who are writing the NEET exam right now who are being affected, but everybody who's going to write the NEET exam in the upcoming years, who is going to get affected. And they'll think, hey, this is just one of those things where since I can't afford to buy a leaked paper or I can't afford to go to a private medical college, this is not for me. And hence that the helplessness, the sheer hopelessness that this would pervade is absolutely heartbreaking. And to those students, I'd like to say, you're not at fault. And I understand there's a lot which is going on right now. There's a lot that we are discussing right now. But it's your duty. It's your parents' duty. Wherever you are, go back to your homes, like Kabir also said. And make sure that you're surrounded by people who are part of your family, who are your support system. Take a day. Just clear your mind. Don't think too much. If you want to consume, if you want to grieve what has happened, do that in the next 24 hours.
That's absolutely fine. You can. You ought to grieve what's happening.
But then make sure that whatever is happening, whoever is at fault, at the end of the day, your job, your role, your responsibility, your dharma is to study. And because this exam date is going to be announced any day now, it could be 30 days, it could be 60 days, it could be 90 days. It's important that you keep all that distraction away. Take some time to grieve.
It's another one of those hurdles. It's another one of those challenges that's come your way, and your job is to, really tackle this hurdle to the best of your abilities. And like Mr. Sheikh pointed out, the dharma. All right, then let's bring in the Congress spokesperson, Dr. Tripathi. Many thanks, firstly, for patiently waiting. We've been talking about this since the entire day, and it is really gut-wrenching. The opposition, needless to say, again blaming the government, and rightly so in this particular case. But paper leaks. And this is where, the political optics also come into play. Paper leaks have also happened under the previous governments. What exactly is the structural solution, according to you, your assessment? And let's just say, hypothetically, would the Congress party support a complete digital transformation of the national entrance examinations?
Kabir, before I take your question as a Congress spokesperson, I've heard that Patna girl speaking. He says that desperation in her voice. I come from a middle class family, and pre-medical entrance examination was my ladder to an independent, and I made a decent life of it because I studied hard. Whenever every paper leak, this is another fact that in last 10 years there have been 90 paper leaks. Every paper leak is snatching away that ladder from the feet of these hardworking students who toil there, who burn their night lamp, who toil day and night to have a decent living. And that's what we are saying. I'll not get into the optics of private versus government colleges. Every student aspires for government colleges. That's an open fact for NEET examiners. And that's why I'm saying that where is the government accountability? When in 2024 this leak happened, let's talk about the NEET leak. How happened? There was this minor arrest that happened, and then in 2026, 2 years later, the same exam is undergoing the same, the same mistrust process.
But Dr. Tripathi, the CBI coming in, the NTA carrying out that press conference, cancelling the examination. I mean, the government is acting instead of denying the issue. Wouldn't you say so? I mean, I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here.
Let's see how government is acting. Because in 2024, the education minister Dharmendra Pradhan said कोई paper leak नहीं हुआ है. When things got out of hand, he actually accepted कि paper leak हुआ है. NTA chairman Subodh Singh was shunted out. He was sent on a temporary leave. And after that, he's promoted to Special Secretary in the Ministry of Steel. He's now he's acting as a Chief Secretary to the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. And what about the students whose attempts have been wasted? What about the students whose merit became negotiable? They were out of the race. They were out of the NEET race. And again, 2 years later, the same question asked to the education ministers. In any well-functioning democracy, whenever this kind of a scandal happens, which is not only impacting 24 lakh students, it's also impacting 24 lakh families. I've seen my family preparing with me for the pre-medical entrance examination. So every family that's been involved in it, heads would have rolled, but Dharmendra Pradhan has just walked off. He evaded any question. He just walked off. He didn't give any answers. The students need answers. The families need answers. You made up, an anti-leak. You made a law against the paper leak, but nothing has happened. Tell me how many internal accountability measures have been accepted? How many data security measures have been accepted? How many officers have been withheld?
No, fair enough. All credible points, Dr. Tripathi. Absolutely. I'm being told by the control room that I need to go into a commercial breather. But before we do that, final 30 seconds, Dr. Tripathi, what do you suggest? Structural reforms. Let's throw some light on that as well. We've gone across the board. We've understood what the parents are saying. We've understood what the legal system is saying. We've understood what, the CEO of the NEETprep.com is saying. We spoke to the FIMA doctor as well. What, from the political view, from the Congress party's view, and from, of course, a doctor yourself, what are some structural reforms that you're talking about here?
I'll talk as a politician right now because, something as failure as 4 paper leaks, 4 times the paper leak has happened in last 4 years. The education minister should resign. The NTA should be disbanded because it's completely failed to secure the interest of the students. And there's a committee that has recommended, structural reforms on the patterns of IIT.
So, of course, the ouster of the minister and the implementation of the Radhakrishnan report. That's all right. We're going to slip into a quick commercial breather here. The last couple of things that are still left to be decoded. Dr. Upadhyay, please stay on with us. Mr. Sheikh, please stay on with us. Advocate Anubhav Srivastava side. Don't go anywhere. Right on the other side, some more voices of kids from Lucknow, kids from Udaipur, aspirants from Lucknow and Udaipur, and the final words from my esteemed panelists. Don't go anywhere. Quick commercial breather.
New Birla Opus enamel paint gives a